Hi guys, Gretchen with Yoga and Herb here with the video on ashwagandha. Do you suffer from stress, anxiety on a daily basis? Maybe need a little more stamina with your workout? Ashwagandha is definitely an herb that you should add to your regimen. It is considered one of the 6 herbs that you should be taking on a daily basis. I'll meet you back here in just a few seconds and you'll find out why. Welcome back, Gretchen with Yoga and Herb here with the video on ashwagandha. Let's first address a couple of things like people who can't take it. Pregnant women, always check with your physician before starting any herbs. People who suffer from Graves' disease or hyperthyroidism is not for you. And ashwagandha is a nightshade. So if you have a nightshade allergy, also not for you. If you do not fall into any of those categories, you should be definitely taking ashwagandha on a daily basis. It's one of the top 6 herbs to take to guard your body against basically aging and the environment. But we're here today to talk about stamina, stress, and anxiety. Why? Because those things are all connected based on the hormones that your adrenals secrete when it feels that it's stressed. Now, your body, when you feel that stressed feeling on a daily basis, your ascorbic acid and your cortisol levels are increased. Your adrenals are releasing these hormones. Your adrenals are these 2 glands that sit on top of your kidneys, and they release the hormones necessary to keep your body balanced. So these come up all the time. And a lot of times in our everyday life, they're constantly produced and they stay in that body and you stay in that fight, flight, freeze. You have that always, that stress, that anxiety, that, feeling. So what ashwagandha does is it stops that and it helps your body recover from that. It will stop your anxiety and your stress in its tracks. Now, the important thing with that, translated over into the stamina part, is the cortisol and the ascorbic acid. When they're released and your body goes in that fight, flight, freeze, then your body starts shutting down. As an athlete or someone who works in an industry that you really need that strength and that stamina to get through your days, especially if you're like at work some days for 12 hours, that ashwagandha will really help. There was a study done by the National Institute of Health that showed one of the rat studies with ashwagandha swimming. So they had these 2 groups. In this group, they didn't give the ashwagandha to beforehand. They gave it to this group. This group swam for 385 minutes, and its levels of cortisol and ascorbic acid were through the roof. This group, who took the ashwagandha before the practice, swam for 785 minutes, so basically double. And when they took their blood, their cortisol and ascorbic acids were back at the base value, meaning they barely elevated at all. So these rats not only got to perform twice as much, but their body and their brain showed no stress from it, not adding to any anxiety or stress. So the hormones that stop you from going further are the same hormones that cause stress and anxiety in our body. Ashwagandha addresses all of that. Ashwagandha has also been used historically. I'm just going to throw this in there really quick, for children and for elderly, for memory fog, for calming you down. So it will help in your natural a.d.d. and a.d.h.d. as well as neurodegenerative diseases with age. In the middle part with the youth that are not children or not elderly yet, those that run anywhere in the gambit from, say, 18 up through, I don't know what you consider elderly. Anyway, so what it will help with that is memory and intelligence. It helps with memory retention. It helps to guard that brain, and it helps with intelligence. So if you're a student or just a student of life and want to keep that memory sharp, ashwagandha is definitely for you. Has a host of other benefits, but that is not our purpose today. Our purpose is to help with our stress and anxiety. It will also, with the stress and anxiety, a lot of times we don't eat or we overeat. With that cortisol and that ascorbic acid levels being leveled out, those urges should also be leveled out. Ashwagandha has been given to children who are on the emaciated side as well with milk to help them gain some weight, or adults who have too much fat. Also with the sunken cheeks and just can't seem to hold on to that weight. Now, herbal treatments can get expensive. So we're going to go through this really quickly. This is not ashwagandha. This is my black turmeric. I have a used, cleaned, sterilized jar, and I put in there the herb chopped up. Make sure that your herb material is from a reliable source, organic, not sprayed, and clean. You put your material in a jar, and you will cover it with a vegetable glycerin. Make sure it's a food grade vegetable glycerin, and you'll shake it depending on the herb. Now, ashwagandha goes through pretty quick. So for 3 weeks, every day you'll just give it a quick shake, store it in kind of a dark area. At the end of 3 weeks, you'll strain this. You'll take the glycerite that you have, and you'll take that and you'll match that 50-50 with filtered water, not with tap water, not with bottled water, with filtered water. Now, filtered water I know will come from your tap, but it's after it's gone through the filter. When you take it, you'll just make sure to shake it because that vegetable glycerin, is a little thick, so it may separate. You'll make sure to shake it. You'll do 1 tincture every single day before you start your day, right before you get going. It is child safe for children. I will go out on a limb and say for children 3 and up, if you want to give that to them and go ahead and set their brain for that learning and that stillness that they're going to need for their education in preschool coming up. So until next time, namaste.